Okay, so this story has everything. You've got a huge celebrity, what looks like a totally normal interview, and then bam, an army of internet detectives who are absolutely convinced they've caught him in a lie.
And it all kicked off with reactions just like this one. I mean, there's no beating around the bush here, right? It's just a simple, direct accusation. This K-pop star is lying. And you gotta understand, this wasn't just one or two people. This idea just exploded online. It snowballed, with more and more fans becoming totally certain they'd found a lie that was hiding in plain sight. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just that they thought he was lying. Oh no, they thought he was doing it badly. Like really badly. So you're probably wondering, what on earth did he say that caused this whole mess? All right, to really get what's going on, we have to rewind and look at the evidence. Let's dig into the exact moment that set the internet on fire.
So, our investigation starts with one single interview clip that kind of went infamous online. This is really where the whole story begins.
So let's set the scene. This all goes down on NCT Johnny's own show, Johnny Says. This is his turf, right? He should be totally comfortable, totally in control. And he is, at first. He's just casually chatting about marriage with a guest.
In fact, it's Johnny himself who brings up the topic of love and romance. He's giving all this confident advice about proposals, how to make them special, and then he drops this line. He's basically setting himself up as, a bit of an expert on the subject.
And well, that confidence, it was like an open invitation. The interviewers saw their chance and decided to pivot from general advice to Johnny's personal life. And that is where things get really interesting.
Okay, so let's break down this exchange because it is awkward. The interviewer starts to ask, "Do you have a girl?" and doesn't even finish the word girlfriend before Johnny jumps in. He immediately brings up his job as a reason. So the interviewer tries a simpler question. "Have you ever asked anyone out?" And his answer? "I haven't done things like that." It's this weird, clumsy back and forth that became Exhibit A for all the internet detectives.
Okay, let's take a step back. Why would a slightly clunky denial cause such a huge explosion online? I mean, really? Well, to get it, you have to stop listening with just your ears and start seeing it through the eyes of a true K-pop fan. This all comes down to something called a parasocial relationship. Now, that sounds complicated, but it's pretty simple. It's this really intense, one-sided connection. Fans spend so much time watching their favorite idols, they start to feel like they know them personally. They become experts in their every little move, their tone of voice, their facial expressions. So for them, they're not just listening to words, they're decoding a secret language. And this is the perfect way to see the two different worlds here. On the surface, what did Johnny say? "I haven't done things like that. My job. I learned this stuff from movies." Pretty straightforward, right? But what did the fans hear? They heard a script, a total evasion. For them, that phrase, "because of my job," isn't a real reason. It's the pre-approved excuse every idol is supposed to give.
So, the fan evidence file is full of these tiny details. You've got the super quick change from "I'm a romantic" to this flustered guy on the spot. You've got that awkward pause and the interruption. And of course, the classic "because of my job" excuse. But for a lot of people who saw the video, the real smoking gun was his face. They saw panic. And for them, that was it. Case closed.
But that begs the question, right? Why did he have to do this weird dance at all? Well, this whole thing really pulls back the curtain and shows you the crazy, unspoken rules and pressures that come with being a K-pop idol. So here's the deal. In the world of K-pop, an idol's personal life, specifically their relationship status, is often treated like part of the product they're selling. Being single and available feeds those parasocial relationships we just talked about. And those relationships, they sell albums, they sell concert tickets. It's a huge part of the business model. And you better believe the stakes are incredibly high. Just a single rumor about dating, doesn't even matter if it's true, can seriously hurt album sales, it can kill brand deals, and it can mess up the whole group's vibe. We are talking about major financial fallout. So you can imagine the pressure on these idols to keep their private lives completely under wraps. And all that pressure basically creates this unofficial rulebook for idols. Rule number 1, you have to seem available to your fans. Rule 2, avoid dating scandals at all costs. Rule 3, if someone asks you about it, you deny or you deflect. And the most important rule of all, the relationship with the fans comes before everything else. Always.
So when you look at it like that, Johnny's awkward little interview moment stops being just a funny viral clip. It's actually a perfect snapshot of the insane tightrope that idols have to walk every single day.
Which really leaves us with one big lingering question. It's the ultimate paradox of being an idol, isn't it? When your entire job, your whole career is built on being loved by millions of people, can your love life ever truly be your own?